What's up, you guys? It's your favorite quarantine cutie. Well, not so quarantine cutie, Mel, back again on my Soaphouse channel to give you guys yet another video. If you guys are new here, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on that bell notification so that you guys know every single time that I post going forward. And if you are already subscribed, thank you, cuties, for making it back to another video. First, I want to just tell you guys I missed this channel. I know for you guys, it's probably, maybe you didn't even notice, but it's been like almost a week. And I've been through so much this week. My phone was broken, so I was already having like trouble with like storage, and you guys know if you have an iPhone, like storage issues can just really go from 0 to 100 real quick, and that's exactly what happened, to the point where my phone literally like just was blacking out and it just had the Apple screen, so I couldn't turn it on. It was just like obsolete, and I thought that I was gonna have to get a completely new phone. Luckily, I was able to take my phone to get it repaired for $50. I was really gambling because there's a chance that I could have got the diagnostic and then my phone wouldn't work. So it was a, you know, could have been anything. But luckily, God is great and my phone is back in commission. So here we are once again, and I just want to talk about something that's on my heart today. And that is just about relationships, loving yourself. So what does loving yourself mean? First, I want to say loving yourself, in my opinion, is when you make decisions that are good for you, when you consider your own feelings, when you treat yourself nice. Basically, in any situation, like, treat yourself how you know that you need to be treated. And I feel like when you do that and when you love on yourself the way that you want to be treated, and this, to me, that's deeper than just like getting in a bath and like having bubbles and stuff and taking yourself out to a nice restaurant. Yes, those things are a part of self-love, and definitely you should treat yourself to things, because if you want other people to value you and treat you how you want to be treated, you have to first treat yourself, you know, how you want to be treated, period. But it's about making the right choices for yourself. So how does this come into play when you're interacting with someone? Okay, so how does that affect, how does self-love affect our relationships with other people? As I mentioned, that, you know, it keeps you out of a lot of bad situations. And I know this due to, you know, having a lack of self-love in previous situations that I've been in, and just learning to be wiser in the choices that I make when it comes to who I'm interacting with, and what I will accept, what I will not accept, making sure that I am asserting boundaries and making sure that I'm making healthy decisions for myself before I get too emotionally invested into anyone. And I feel like this is good advice for anybody, because I feel like most people end up in toxic situations because they end up falling for someone before they actually before they really assess what situation am I in, who is this person that I'm interacting with, whether that's business, like I said, whether that's relationships, whatever it may be. It's important to love yourself through getting to know someone else. So what I mean by that is, for example, say that you're dating someone and you guys are kind of hitting it off and you feel like you kind of like this person, but you notice that this person has a pattern of ghosting you. Okay, if this person is ghosting you and they are not responding to you, and like 1 minute one thing is good and another minute you're not really understanding why this person is ghosting, what I would do as someone who loves myself and someone who is open to a relationship would first to go to the person who I'm having this issue with and ask them, is there anything that I should know? I noticed that we're having this problem and I want to talk to you about it so I can understand what's happening here, just to get clarity if that is something that bothers me. Because for some people, maybe they don't mind when someone just disappears and, you know, there's inconsistent communication. But say if it's something that bothered me, what I would do was go to that person, let them know that what they're doing is bothering me, and I would like to understand if there's any reason why, because sometimes there are very valid reasons why someone is acting the way that they're acting. Maybe they're going through a tough time, and, you know, or maybe they're overloaded with work and sometimes they're just not able to get back to you. Whatever the case might be, it could be a gazillion things. So after we talk about this, if we come to an understanding and, you know, say this person says, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to come off this way. Actually, you know, I'm gonna do a better job because da da da. Let's make this work, because typically in a relationship, any kind of relationship, a good one, a healthy one, is one that is reciprocal. So you guys should be able to talk about things, and as you care about how they feel, they should also care about how you feel. This is key. This is key, because when you notice that something is off, and when someone may not be respecting how you feel, nor considering or caring about how you feel, if you love yourself, when you feel those emotions of not being satisfied because of whatever the situation might be, if you notice that this person has a trend of doing this or just not really being considerate, someone who loves themselves will then pull back. And you know, this doesn't always mean that you have to completely stop talking to someone, but you will decide that, you know, this is not making me feel good. And as someone who loves yourself, you have to always listen to what makes you feel good. If you are not feeling well, you have to acknowledge yourself and love yourself as you would want whoever you're partnering with to do the same. If you're interacting with someone, you know, and they would expect you to understand, be understanding, or, you know, just considerate of how they're feeling, then you should be getting those same things in return. So this example can go for anything, honestly and truly. It's always about checking in with yourself. Self-love is checking in with yourself, hearing your emotions, feeling them, feeling how you feel, knowing that if you feel a certain way, it is for a reason, and you should be able to communicate clearly with whoever you are interacting with so that it could be equally beneficial and healthy for both parties involved, or even if it's in a group setting. Always check in with yourself. That is self-love, okay, guys? That is important. And that will keep you from making a lot of bad decisions. It will keep you from getting into relationships and partnerships with people who do not have your mutual interests at heart. And when you're able to know and value your own self and value how you feel in certain situations, you will not have to deal with a lot of things. It keeps you out of so much. And if I could talk to my younger self, that would be what I would tell her. I would always tell her to listen to yourself. All of the times that I got into a relationship where I felt like just so desperate for another person to understand me or to care about how I was feeling, to care about how their actions were affecting me, it was really a cry out to myself for self-love. Because someone who loves themselves is not going to keep themselves in situations that consistently make them feel not their best. There's a difference between, you know, having ups and downs in a day-to-day relationship, and, you know, you're not always going to be at your best, and there are going to be times where, you know, your partner or whoever you're relating with are going to wish that you were giving more, or, you know, it's just like, let's be realistic. Not every day is going to be your best day, and you're not always going to be at optimal. Life happens. There are reasons why people feel different ways, and it's honestly just a part of the ebb and flow of life. However, there's a difference between that and, you know, having a day where maybe you can only give 40% and someone else has to give a little extra 10% to keep the equilibrium of the situation, or be the better communicator on their end, you know, when you're not able to give your full 100% as well. But that should not be something that's constant. You should never ignore your intrinsic value, and you should never ignore how you feel inside. And I was just looking at a tweet today, which also is just like such the theme of everything. Like, don't gaslight yourself. Like, there's a lot of videos on how to avoid being gaslit by other people, and gaslighting, if you don't know, is a form of manipulation where someone basically just tells you, oh, it's not that serious, and they invalidate whatever feelings that you have, and that is manipulation. It ends up making you feel crazy, like maybe you're the one with the problem or whatever, and it's no big deal. It's what people do to try to basically ignore whatever it is that you're bringing to the table and just make you feel like it's no big deal so that they don't have to deal with your feelings, and it is a form of manipulation. But don't do that to yourself. There's been times in my life where I have gaslighted myself because I'm typically a person who wants to keep my peace and I want to keep my equilibrium and I want to feel good. And sometimes, like, even when I knew things were bothering me on the inside, or when I knew something wasn't right, I would tell myself, oh, it's no big deal, don't worry about it, it's not that serious. We can gaslight ourselves too. So this is really just a video just to sum up everything. It's about self-love, but it's mostly about checking in. Checking in is a huge part of self-love, and it keeps you out of situations that are going to be bad for you, because you have to listen to yourself. That is also a part of like listening to your intuition and just feeling when things are not feeling right. I know not everybody is so in tune with their feelings, but I believe that most people know when something does not feel good to them. And if you're not able to fix that, or if you're going to have certain issues that are always just going to be a problem, and whoever you're relating with is just not going to cooperate with you, sometimes you just need to separate yourself so that you can find a better match, because you should never feel like there's only one option for you. When you love yourself, you know that you're a lovable person, and you know that you have value, and you know that other people will see that value despite the situation that you feel like you've been in, whether it's been 2 months or whether it's been 5 to 10 years. Either way it goes, you have value, and you have to always know that. And if you don't feel that way, or if you feel like, oh, if I leave this person, I'll never have anyone else to love me, or if you feel like if I leave this job, I'll never get anything as good as this, then you need to do some affirmation work and reaffirm to yourself, especially some mirror work, and talk to yourself and let yourself know how valuable you are, how beautiful, how handsome, how much you have to offer. And you need to get back into your self-love and check back in with yourself. So you guys, that is my video for the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, you cuties, if you bought packages and stuff from me, I also have a lingerie line for those of you who don't know. Follow me on IG as Smoke Sugar Lingerie and shop with your girl. It's my new business. It hasn't even been a month yet, but I've already surpassed a goal that I had set for myself for this month. So that's very exciting, and I look forward to continuing to do that, and I look forward to building this channel with you guys. Right now we're on the road to 1,000. Right now we're trying to get to 400. So please like this video, comment below, and share with anybody that you feel like needs to see this. All right, you guys, bye. I hope this helps you. As always, stay posh and stay cute. Thank you, cuties, for tuning in for yet another video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and check the pinned comment below in my description box for anything else that I might want to include. Bye.